us. Recording now. Hi, we're recording.
Hi. So I have two songs and I have been practicing them for the past 20 minutes or whatever, and for some reason they're not cooperating with me. So I'm gonna be also looking at my phone uh to try and minimize errors, but yeah, that's happening to me, which is fun. But yeah. I guess the first song so I'm gonna be doing two. The first one is gonna be pretty short, but I'm doing "Going to Port Washington" by the Mountain Goats, and then the second one I'm gonna be doing is called "Simple as This" by Jake Bugg. Trees were all decked out in their best fall colors. There was a snap in the air when you eased down the window. The New York sun brought out the highlights in your hair. Gently, gently, the constellations aligned as we crossed over the Frog's Neck Bridge. I had something on my mind. When we rolled down the street in the cool of the morning, I could feel a new day dawn. Somebody gone and turned waterworks on. Slowly, surely, I saw the whole story unwind. I never loved anyone like I loved you, and I had something on my mind. Did that come through okay? I didn't mess with the audio settings or anything, so.
No, it was good. It was clear.
Okay, that's good to hear. And
you sound great.
Thank you. Now I'm gonna do the second one. I've been in search of stones, making a pavement of less traveled roads, mining for treasure deep in my bones that I never found. When looking for reverence, try to find it in a bottle and came back again, high on a hash pipe of good intent, but it only brought me down. Tried institutions of the mind and soul. It only taught me what I should not know. Oh, and the answer I would have guessed could be something as simple as this. Something as simple as this. Travel to each ocean's end, saw all seven wonders, trying to make some sense. Memorize the mantra Confucius said, but it only let me down. Tried absolution of the mind and soul. It only led me where I could not go. Oh, and the answer I would have guessed could be something as simple as this. Something as simple as this. I've been falling, crashing, breaking, and all the while you stood there waiting for me, girl. Try liberation of my own free will. It left me looking to get higher still. Oh, and the answer who could have guessed could be something as simple as this. God knows how I could have missed something as simple as this.
Woo! You're so I love watching everybody's hands, and that was good. I always love your song choices.
Thank you.
Yeah, even if you always give these disclaimers, not always, but you often give these disclaimers of like, oh, I don't have it memorized, or I have to look at this, or blah blah blah, whatever. But you obviously, know these songs, and they're still in you, and yeah. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Lovely. All right. Next on my list is Will.
There we go. Hey, everybody. Here, just let me know. Does that come through okay? Is everyone hearing that all right? Cool. Cool. All right. Wake up somewhere new. You were alone. Oh, the noise and light. Was this your home? Love you so dearly, that's what they said. Now let's say our prayers and then all go to bed. Sleep comes when you're ready. Dreams come when you're there. I'll never be ready, but I promise that I'll always care. Pacing down the hall, lost in my home, never-ending walls, how will I roam? Point to the fire, that's where she hid. Been there for hours, she's just a kid. Love you so dearly, that's what they said. Now let's say our prayers and then all go to bed. Sleep comes when you're ready. Dreams come when you're there. I'll never be ready, but I promise that I'll always care. I'll never be ready. I'll never be ready. I'll never be ready. But I promise I'll always be here. Here comes the light of the morning. Oh, how the years come and go. I'll never stop knowing how good it can be in a home.
Woo! Did you write?
I did write that.
What is that called?
I don't remember. I wrote it real recently. Faith and I gave Faith a songwriting book for a very late Christmas gift, and so I said that we should write new songs, and she said that she was going to play piano, and I said, well, fine, then I'll just write songs.
That's awesome. I love that your family is so musical.
Yeah, it was pretty early stuff for us. We I don't know, I'm pretty sure we all took piano lessons, and a lot of us did stuff in band. Like I played the drums in band, and Ian Faith did color guard, so also, and she played the flute very excellently, so did a lot of musical theater in our family as well. There's a lot of music going on.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I was gonna do another original song.
Yes, please. Lovely singing voices too, so that's also an excellent
Genetics.
yeah.
So
And practice.
yeah, and practice, for sure, practice. What's it mean when the sun goes down? Is it something good? All the lights seem to come out now, bright as they could. Well, you know words would do just fine, but you lost yours and I lost mine again. Something just is not aligned, and I can feel it on my spine again. And I can't stop thinking, can't seem to throw my thoughts away. All I'm seeking is silence. Did you bring me some today? Did you bring me some today? Curtains drawn, nothing's painted, circumstance is underrated, you know. It's just the way it seems to go. And I can't stop thinking, can't seem to throw my thoughts away. All I'm seeking is silence. Did you bring me some today? Did you bring me some today? Always the fire, never the sun. I'll keep on moving, I'll never be done. You said goodbye, and I said farewell. I gave you everything, nothing as well. Always the fire, never the sun. And now things are quiet.
Woo! Thank you.
Thank you. Do I have time for maybe one super short song?
Sure.
I cannot stress how short this is, guys. It's something I do for my girlfriend after I play some of these songs, because maybe they're somewhat sadder in nature, and so this is just a little pick-me-up is all. I'm doing great today, and everything is wonderful, and I'm really happy inside. Everything is magical and really kind of spectacular, and I'm really happy inside. Happy! But that's all. Just wanted to share it.
Thank you.
No problem.
Sadness is okay too, though. It's okay.
It's super okay, but it's just, it's just a funny thing. It's I don't know, you guys, Phoebe Bridgers, huge star, but like she talks about how all of her songs are super sad and her mom is still like doesn't get it, but her mom like roasts her in comedy about it. So it's always like there's two sides to everything.
Indeed.
Yeah. Well, thank you for letting me do this tonight.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. I hope we get to hear more soon.
Oh my God. Well, song for days, so I'm just gonna mute myself.
Well, Faith, have you written songs? I don't think we've gotten to hear any of your originals yet.
Not once.
You've
No.
never
I have not written any songs, no.
encourage you to.
Will is definitely encouraging me to, and now I have a lyric writing book, so maybe that'll be an exercise I start here shortly, but it will be a new exercise, and it will be a while before I'm bringing one here for sure.
No rush. All right, I'm gonna actually ask Kit to go next because she was next on my list, and so I shall pin you.
All right. So
Oh, now we can't hear you. We could hear you, and then we couldn't hear you.
oh, hi.
Yeah, there we go.
I have a handful of songs, and I was thinking I would tell you the premise, and then you could thumbs up your favorite idea, and I'll play that one. Okay, so one song is about the shared human experience of love and worry, regardless of class status. And another song is about a sisterhood. Another song is about forming an image of yourself that you can't break away from. Another song is about getting honest and real. And another song is the second song I ever wrote about a troubled child.
And you want us to choose?
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Oh, look. Okay, so people are commenting.
2, 3, or 4.
I personally was into 1 or 2, but you know, I don't know what. It's not
Okay. I definitely remember what some of the order of some of these were. One is Spark. 2, sisterhood. 2 was a sisterhood. 3 was, sorry, taking so much time. Honest and real. Okay. Okay, I think I'll start with the first one, and then I'll do the sisterhood, and then next month I can do some of the others. Okay, so the first is about the experience of love and worry. It's called Court and Sparks by Joni Mitchell, and this is my arrangement of it. Love came to my door. With a sleeping roll and a madman's soul, he thought for sure I'd seen him dancing up a river in the dark, looking for a woman to court and spark. He was playing on the sidewalk for passing change when something strange happened. Glory train passed through him, so he buried the coins he made in People's Park and went looking for a woman to court and spark. It seemed like he read my mind. He saw me mistrusting him and still acting kind. He saw how I worry sometimes, how I worry sometimes. All the guilty people, he said, they've all seen the stain on their daily bread, on their Christian names. I cleared myself, I sacrificed my blues. And you could complete me. I complete you. His eyes were the color of the sand and the sea. And the more he talked to me, you know, the more he reached me. But I couldn't let go of LA, city of the fallen
Ooh, yes. Love it. Love, love, love.
Thank you. And this next piece is an original. It's called In the Words of My Sisters. And it's about just some of the things that women go through and the resilience of people who struggle. My name is Anna. I'm happily married. My love and I have tried so long to build a family. The tablets I took were only temporary, and now they tell us that we cannot have our own baby. Goodbye. Mama Coos, don't you cry. My name is Cynthia. I'm more woman than you. My face has graced magazines, so it must be true. But now I realize my image has been shaped as I accommodate inappropriate praise. And I wanna redefine beauty is body, heart, soul, spirit, and mind. In a little lick of language, we recreate what will be and what is. My name is Sandra. I clean house for a living, for clientele who earn 10 times what I'm getting. My hands are off as I scrub, knees and back bent. Give up my holy days and still struggle to make rent. I pray one day angels carrying me away. It's all about faith. It's all about faith. There will be a brighter day. Ooh, it's all about faith. Though my memory may fade. My name is Harmony. I'm in the 8th grade. Bumming a ride to the clinic upstate. My life has been chaos, my family divided. I learned to rely on the bottle when times hit the hardest. I'm afraid. Have my choices all been made? It's all about faith. It's all about faith. There will be a brighter day. Ooh, it's all about faith. Though my memory may fade, I will come back. In the words of my sisters, come back. Come back. I will come back. In the words of my sisters, come back. Come back. Come back. Come back. Come back. In the words of my come back, come back. In the words of my sisters, come back, come back. I come back, struggling with authority. Yeah, that's me. All I really wanna be is free. It's all perfect. It's all perfect. There will be a brighter day. No.
Mm. Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was just beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you.
I mean, I had no idea that I mean, I know you said ah, that you had written songs when you were a little girl. I remember you told us that. Let me also have a brief moment and say that Kit is our interim women's choir director, and so she told us a little bit of back history story. But I did not realize that you are writing other music as well. So that's it's exciting to hear, and I'm excited to hear more too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So glad to share. So glad to have the platform to share.
Well, thank you so much for coming and sharing. It's wonderful. I love it all. Oh, this is so great. Thank you. We're going to take a little bit of a different direction now because Chris is up next, and as I don't know if I've ever heard you sing, Chris. I don't.
Yeah, you don't want that. Nobody wants that.
So tell us what you're going to do.
I'm just going to read a little piece. This one's a little bit different than some of the other things that I read. This is a little more of a stream of consciousness or something, I guess. It's not very long, so here goes. Old long time since I smoked. Oh wait, you know what? Can I ask you something? There's some adult language and adult themes in this. Is that going to be? Is there a problem with that?
That's a good question.
Soph's
So-
song was
Earmuffs.
talking about
Earmuffs,
smoking
Sophie.
hash, so
Yes.
18 years old.
You were telling her to put her earmuffs on. Is that what you? You know, I don't know what YouTube is going to say about that. Do they allow for? I mean, we say we're a family friendly experience. And I don't know how to bleep things, so I'm sure it's. I don't
Would you
know.
like me to read? I can. You know what? Why doesn't somebody else go and I'll find something else to read instead?
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
You don't think it's a big deal? You can edit mine out later if you don't want to put it on the
If
YouTube channel.
we
Or
get
maybe just don't record it.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe YouTube won't give you ad money. I think if there's curse words in it, but otherwise,
They're never gonna give me a
worrying on it. Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Okay.
go for it.
All right. It's not. Anyway, that's like anyway. All right. Old long time since I smoked hash at a flower shop one afternoon in Paris. Got so high I got lost and spent hours looking around for my hotel. It appeared in front of me in the dark of night, like a vision to St. Paul on the road to Damascus. I never found that flower shop again, but I looked for it for 3 days anyway. I met a Kenyan girl named Maria in London, in the ghetto in Brixton.
We sat glassy-eyed and tipsy at a pub, and she asked me that night if I was a Christian, saying it with 3 syllables, Christian. And I lied and said I was, and she was happy. And I looked into the eyes of an old man at the table next to me and knew that he knew I was lying, and I was ashamed, but only until I left with Maria. I kissed her in her flat when her family left us alone until the coughing started and she asked me what was wrong. I said I was fine, and we went to bed with her Jamaican neighbors listening next door, and I knew that Pablo upstairs was listening. And I broke a fever that night, like I did on so many other nights. And the next morning, Maria's boyfriend, who had been stationed in Germany, found us at the laundry and was giving me beer all that afternoon and trying to find out what had happened. I got high on wacky tobacco with a waiter named Piers in Hampstead, and we ended up in the back of a police car on the high street. High on the high street in northwest London. Fuck them all. They let us go, and it turned out that Piers didn't throw his stash down into the sewer like he told them, and we got high again. And again the next week in the park. The coughing was worse, and when I left Piers in the park, I walked down the boulevard on a sunny evening, laughing, and knew I was conspicuous. And I ran into someone's garage thinking I was on the high street. And one day in Wales, I thought about stealing a dog, and I almost got drowned on a beach while wearing Norman's brother's boots. And I thought, he'll never see these boots again. But I made it to the cliffs and the far beach, and I sent postcards to Eric and John and listened to Steely Dan and dreamed about the future. And I never thought I would be right here, right now. So many things. I read Conrad's Victory on that same beach in Wales, coughing less, recovering from some unknown illness. And I threw the book in the ocean when I was done, so that no one would ever have my moment. And I almost stole that dog who left his owners, a man and a woman and a boy. They couldn't call him back. He ran over to me and stayed by my side, and I had to tell him to go. And he did what I said. And I cried that night, and I wished I was an old man. And the next day at the dairy, I got milk and potatoes and eggs, and it was Wales. And later, I missed the train, and I should have just kept that goddamn dog.
I love it. Oh, it's always a joy to hear you read one of your stories, truly. And I think that was no worries. We're just on a theme of hash.
So glad you shared that. So glad. That was awesome. So
I thought it was funny, Sophia, that your second song said something about high on a hash pipe, and I was like, oh, is that the theme for this night? Because that might start with. Anyway, thank you.
I hope that's all a true story. That's all I have to say.
Only about 100%.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Thank you, Chris. So Faith, you are next this evening.
On it whatsoever, but this is called Peaceful Interlude, and I hope you enjoy. Let me know if you can hear it well. Okay.
had an internet moment and I didn't get to hear your introduction a little bit. Could you tell me what you told everybody else that I would?
So this was my first time performing piano in 5 years.
Wow.
I took lessons when I was young and then stopped and then did one more time in a choir I accompanied on piano. And basically, so the last 10 years I've done 2 performances, including this one. So it was a new experience, but that was called Peaceful Interlude. Just an old piano book I had, like paper music I had from taking lessons as a elementary school child. So
how many instruments do you've got? Ukulele, you play, you sing, of course.
I learned piano growing up. I did flute and band for many years. I did baritone band for 1 year. I did percussion, like big bass drum, for on and off for 5 years or so. And I think that's all. Piccolo, if you count that. A recorder, if you count that. Like I like instruments. I like performing, playing, and it's a big family tradition practically of being able to enjoy yourself on an instrument. So that's what I like doing.
Do you play and sing? Like, do you play piano and sing together?
I never have actually. Like I think I know one song where I can sing and play, and it's an Michelle Branch, "All You Wanted," that I again learned in middle school or high school. So not really. I mostly just play piano when I play piano, but ukulele is really the only thing I sing with. But I do like singing. I've been choirs before. I've done only singing before, but instrument ones. I actually have one more little song on ukulele. This is also an interlude. It's "I'm Not Angry Anymore" by Paramore. Just a really short and simple, sweet little Paramore ukulele ditty. So I'm gonna do that quick as well. I'm not angry anymore, well, sometimes I am. I don't think badly of you, well, sometimes I do. Depends on the day, the extent of all my worthless rage. I'm not angry anymore. I'm not bitter anymore, I'm syrupy sweet. I'll rot your teeth down to the core when I'm really happy. It depends on the day if I wake up in a dizzy haze. I'm not angry, I'm not totally angry. I'm not angry anymore. Sweet little one. Paramore has a little ukulele song. There you go.
Good. I love how passive aggressive it is.
It's a good one.
I should learn that one and just sing it all the time. I'm not angry anymore, and through that beautiful smile too.
Almost wrapped.
Thank you. Okay. And now we are on to Sylvia.
Okay, hi. So when I tell you guys a story, it's usually something harrowing, but tonight I want to tell you a funny story. And so this was when I was young, back in the Pleistocene era or around there. And I was working at a crisis center in Santa Cruz, California, and living in one of those large communal households that everybody lived in those days. I suppose a lot of people probably still do. Our household was known as the Broadway house. It was 1974 or 1975, I'm not sure which, the time of the abduction of Patty Hearst. Nobody else here is old enough to remember that, but Patty was a newspaper heiress, daughter of a fabulously rich and powerful family. And she was kidnapped by the Symbionese Liberation Army. No, honest, that's what they were called. It was never clear why. The SLA was a group of young persons committed to committing very public acts of violence with the idea that this would somehow lead to the fall of capitalism. They kept Patty hidden for, I'm not sure, but maybe like 6 months or a year. And then she came out in public as a member of the group. I think it was one of the earliest cases of Stockholm syndrome to be identified in the public imagination. The SLA released a photo of her scowling and wearing a beret and holding a rifle in an aggressive pose in front of the liberation flag of the SLA. And that photo was made into a huge poster that was sold all over the place. And Patty changed her name to Tanya, and she robbed banks and participated in bombing attempts. And of course, they still kept her hidden for some months after she came out as Tanya. So our large, rambunctious household loved Patty. We thought she was the funniest thing ever. We bought the Tanya poster and we put it up in the living room. And we took a photo of all of us wearing berets and black jackets and scowling and holding in a threatening manner whatever we thought could pass for weapons, like a baseball bat. I don't remember what else. We wrote a letter to the local paper enclosing the photo and claiming responsibility for all kinds of natural disasters, like a recent earthquake and the flood at the old quarry and, you know, that kind of thing, and saying these actions will continue until our demands are met. But one of our households confiscated the letter and wouldn't let us send it, which in retrospect, I think good thing somebody had some sense. Being one of those communal households, we had the usual, you know, chore charts, whose turn it was to cook dinner, to wash up, to clean the bathroom, you know, kind of thing. So at the bottom of our chore chart, we added sweep out bomb factory and feed Patty. The idea being that the bomb factory was in the attic and that was where we were keeping Patty. She was, you know, of course, still missing at that time. Later, when Patty turned herself in and switched back to being an heiress, we lost interest in her and went on to other ways to entertain ourselves. But 10 or 15 years later, living in another city, I went back to Santa Cruz for an old friend's wedding. And at the reception, someone said to me, "Come on, there's someone over here who really wants to meet you." So I went over to them, and it turned out to be a little group of young lesbians living in the Broadway house, our old house. And they said, "Oh, we've always wanted to talk to somebody who lived in that house back then. Tell us, oh, we've got to know. Was Patty Hearst really hidden in the attic?" Ah, is that wonderful? Our silliness had morphed into a rumor that lasted for like 10 or 15 years. Bless their hearts. So of course I said in an irritated tone of voice, "I can't tell you that." Because, you know, what else was I going to say? So my favorite thing about this whole incident is that the Broadway house did not have an attic. That's all.
Oh my goodness. That was a truly awesome story. I mean, I always love your stories, but I like the humor moment too. That's it's nice to that's a good one. Oh, Sylvia, love it. Oh, sorry. Woo! My screen kept telling me, "You are on mute," as I'm laughing hysterically. "You are on mute." Thank you for that story.
Can I say one thing about, because I actually was alive when I was only 6 when Patty Hearst was kidnapped. But that story has fascinated me my whole life about Patty Hearst. And there was, I don't know if you're aware of this, there's a book written in, I just looked it up, 2003, called American Woman, about, as a fictional sort of it's based on the Patty Hearst kidnapping, but it's fictionalized and written from the account of one of the kidnappers, and it's a really, I thought it was a really compelling, kind of fascinating read. If you've never read it, it's called American Woman by Susan Choi, Choi. But if that's something that would interest you, I read it, 15 years ago, but from what I remember of it, I really enjoyed it.
I've never didn't know it existed. Good to know. Thank you.
I was not born, but I definitely knew that it happened. I don't know how I guess it's just one of those things that you know about ish. But yeah. Oh, I love that it was like a claim to fame. It's always funny with houses like that. I've definitely met people who have lived in houses either before me or after me, but we never had that cool of a story. Nothing notorious or nefarious.
We
Well,
just made it up.
yeah, well, I know, but I don't know. I guess we just weren't that, funny. We took ourselves too seriously, maybe. Anyway, thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all for your wonderful sharings and contributions. And thank you for coming to watch and listen and just in general be a part of this experience every month. I love being able to host it, and I love that people come and that you're all open to sharing. And so thank you for keeping it going. Because if it was just me here, I'd have to just press stop and leave the meeting all by myself. That would be sad. So I'm always happy to see your faces every month. And yeah, our next month is March 20th. So it'll be almost spring. It'll be almost spring then. Mark your calendars. Of course, I'll send you a reminder email as I always do. Invite your friends and family as you do. I see that you do, and I love that they come. And yeah, I think that's all I have for this evening. Be well, everybody. Take good care and
Thank you.
your loved ones if you can.
Thank you, Christina.
Have a good day.
Thank you, everybody.
Christine.